Hi Scorpio, this is Tisch Aitken, and this is your monthly horoscope for the month of October. This is a really intense month because Mars is retrograde, and it has been since September 9th, when it's stationed retrograde at 28 degrees of the cardinal fire sign of Aries, and it stations direct on November 13th at 15 degrees of Aries. And Mars is retrograding in your house of work and habits and daily routine, as well as health and wellness. And Mars hasn't retrograded in this sector of your chart or in Aries since 1988. So it really is important for you to review your choices and your habits around work, around exercise and meditation and mental health and wellness. Are you taking enough time to recharge? In ancient astrology, Mars ruled the sign of Aries. So again, you may feel a little drained from this. And to add to that, Mars is retrograding in your house of health. So finding time to replenish and making the time to do so, because again, we're still in the year of Capricorn until the end of December, and we've all had to work with very cardinal energy of getting a lot accomplished in very confining circumstances. So, take time for yourself in this. And on October 1st, there is a full moon that occurs at 9 degrees of Aries, and it falls in your house of health and work and habits. And it's conjunct Chiron, the wounded healer. And that is an excellent opportunity for doing some healing work around your habits and maybe getting some inner balance, but also it could bring completion to projects you've been working on at work. And on the 2nd of October, Venus, which is the planet of love and beauty and romance, enters your house of friends and groups and networking, where it will be until October 27th. And that's an excellent time for socializing and for meeting people. It could be good if you're single, for meeting people. If you're looking for a job, or if you just want to network, it's an excellent time for networking in social media, and it's just a good, social energy. The 4th of October is going to get much more intense, and we've all been building up towards this time. We feel the energy 5 days before and 5 days after, because Pluto, which is the ruler of your sign, is stationing direct on October 4th at 22 degrees of Capricorn, and that's at the world axis, and that is where Saturn and Pluto met up on January 12th of this year, that conjunction that changed the world and changed the decade. And so we can expect big news stories at that time, stories in your own life. There can be major power struggles with Pluto involved, because it is the planet of power, among other things. And again, getting more information about what we've all been dealing with since January, whether it's regarding the pandemic, the economy, because Capricorn rules corporations and businesses, things to do with government. So this is on a global level, okay, because Capricorn also does rule governments and structures. But it's going to be an intense time. And 4 days later, on the 8th of October, Mars in Aries gets to 22 degrees of Aries, and that's at the world axis, also triggering the Saturn-Pluto conjunction. The conjunction of Saturn and Pluto and this whole Capricorn tale of restructuring has for you been in the 3rd house of thoughts and ideas and communication and the mind. So a lot of what you're working with in this Capricorn tale is figuring out how to reframe your thinking. Maybe you're doing something with writing or teaching. Maybe you're going back to school. That's a big focus for you, is communication. And it has been since Saturn entered this house for you in December of 2017. So that's is definitely a big focus. But, there's a lot of very heated energy with Mars retrograde and with, Mars and Pluto triggering off this Saturn-Pluto conjunction. So October is going to get much more combustible. We can expect that. And on the, let's see here, on the 10th of October, we have transiting Venus in the sign of Virgo in your house of friends and groups, forming a beautiful trine to Uranus and Taurus. And Uranus is transiting in your house of relationships and partnerships, and it has been on and off since May 15th of 2018. And that could bring a great new opportunity for socializing, for partnering. Maybe you meet somebody out of the blue. Maybe the relationship takes another level, or you just have a good time with friends. But that's a very nice energy. And on the 11th of October, the Sun in Libra, which is transiting in your 12th house of the imagination and dreams and the subconscious mind, squares Jupiter in Capricorn. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It could just be an excessive energy, and Jupiter is transiting in your third house of thinking. So maybe you're coming up with a lot of ideas. Maybe it's a lot of communication that day. And on the 12th of January, we have a really January. I keep saying this because we had this big aspect on January 12th, which changed everything. But on the 12th of October, Jupiter, which is the planet of expansion and abundance and higher vision, is forming what's known as a sextile, a beautiful energy to Neptune, which is the dream, in Pisces. And that's a very manifesting energy. And for you, that's a really creative, loving energy. And Pisces rules your house of romance and creativity. So this could be good for love affairs. This could be good for manifesting. Definitely a really good day to target. And on the 13th of October, this is a big day because Mercury retrogrades in your sign. And it retrogrades at 11 degrees of Scorpio in your first house. And then it is going to re-enter Libra on October 27th. And then it will station direct on November 3rd in your 12th house of secrets and hidden information and dreams at 25 degrees of Libra. Now this is completely replicating what happened when Venus retrograded in your sign in the fall of 2018. Venus got to 10 degrees and 50 minutes of Scorpio and retrograded on October 5th, and then stationed direct on November 17th at 25 degrees of Libra. So there may be some themes around relationships that come up for you, maybe things from your past that come up, maybe you get some information from people from your distant past, but be a big time, a big review period for you. And on the 16th of October, we have a new moon in Libra that occurs at 3:31 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. It's going to be at 23 degrees of Libra, and it's in your house of the imagination. And a new moon is always a time to set intentions, and it's a time of new beginnings. But this new moon is pretty combative because it forms an opposition to Mars in Aries, and Eris, the goddess of discord, and they're squaring Pluto, the ruler of your sign, and power struggles. So it's a very transformative new moon, but I imagine it's going to be pretty contentious. So that takes place on the 16th. On the 18th of October, we have the Sun in Libra squares Saturn in Capricorn. So that could feel a bit held back and just a bit restrictive, you know. And then we have, let's see here, on the 22nd, the sign, and it will be there until November 21st, transiting in your first house of new beginnings, and it'll be your birthday season, and feeling a revitalized energy even though Mars is still retrograde. And then on the 27th, Mercury exits your sign and re-enters Libra. But Venus also enters the sign of Libra that day and enters your 12th house of the imagination and dreams. It's exalted by house placement. It's very creative, and it will remain there until November 21st. And then on Halloween, we have a full moon in your house of relationships that takes place at 10:49 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And that full moon is at 8 degrees of Taurus, and it's exactly conjunct Uranus, the planet of surprise. Maybe there's a surprise relationship situation. Maybe there's an ending. Maybe there's a turning point. Maybe somebody reappears unexpectedly. So I wish you a lot of luck. It's a very intense time, but and Mars retrograde is not going to be easy for any of us. So take care and good luck. Okay, thank you.